Welcome to another episode of ProtoMet.
I'm out of here.
Another edition of ProtoMet and Friends. Today we'll be talking about Deadpool 2, which is not actually this. I just grabbed it because it's got a 2 on it. So, that was irrelevant. Who wants to start?
I started last time. You start.
I think Jesse should start.
Why me?
You didn't start last time.
So?
You didn't really... Alright, fine. It was as good, if not better, than the first movie. I deserve that.
It was pretty good, yeah. It was funny.
It had some very comical parts.
And some nice callbacks to the first movie.
Oh, yeah.
Here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Cable was a pretty decent antagonist for the film.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, very.
Wow, what they did before the opening credit sequence.
I'm back.
I was not expecting that. Or you showing up again. Yes, it is a very, very compelling, heartfelt story, and I'm not gonna lie, towards the end, I was starting to tear up a bit.
Yes.
Yes.
There was a very emotional scene towards the end of the film, and I'm not gonna spoil it, because that would be a dick move.
Oh, yeah, by the way, we're not going to spoil Infinity War for you.
This is
Because that was everybody else.
Yeah, this is probably the only video where we're not gonna spoil Infinity War for you. So Josh Brolin.
Yeah, Josh Brolin, yeah. He was an early character.
Yeah, he did a good job of playing
Yeah,
Cable.
I was gonna say, you did a pretty good job
Oh,
playing Cable.
Yeah, the cybernetic portions of his body was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
And,
The glowing eye that's not always glowing.
no.
Kind of a vague-ish backstory for him.
Oh, yeah. Whatever the little kid's name was.
Russell, Higher Fist.
Yeah.
Just that Fire Fist.
Mm-hmm.
That was a damn good story for Deadpool to go through with his whole connection with Russell.
Mm-hmm.
The story is really about Deadpool and Russell, so very nice.
At one point, Deadpool was technically dying.
Oh yes,
Yes.
a couple times that he almost dies.
Yeah.
I mean, he was right. There was a point where he was going to die in the movie, and he
Yeah,
did.
the opening was pretty funny.
Well, up until that moment.
Yeah.
It's like, I was not expecting that.
No.
Not at all.
At least not that way.
Nope.
Yeah, we're being extremely vague. The
Yeah.
soundtrack was great.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Just like with the first film, the soundtrack is excellent. The original song "Ashes" by Celine Dion. If you haven't seen the music video for that, go check that out, because that is not only good music and a good music video, but it's got a funny ending. And how it's used in the movie is
Perfect.
perfect. I would practically call the opening credit sequence that's used in very Bond-esque.
Yeah.
James Bond. It feels very much like a James Bond opening, in a very good way.
Indeed.
The X-Force.
Yeah. Peter.
Oh, of course, Peter. You can't.
The cuddle bear or whatever that was.
Sugar Bear. Yes, they are used pretty interestingly. I'm not going to spoil it for you, because when you see the scene, it's hilarious. And you don't expect it. I certainly wasn't expecting it, but then kind of a chain reaction, and it's like, oh, so this is happening.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That little argument between Deadpool and Domino when they were trying to get people to join X-Force.
Oh, yeah. You've probably seen it in the trailer where they're arguing about whether or not luck is really a superpower or not. And for Domino, it certainly is in this movie.
Very, very much so. It's It's a really good film, guys. We highly recommend you guys to check it out if you already haven't.
For sure.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds does a great job returning as Deadpool.
Yes.
Josh Brolin does an excellent job as Cable, and I don't recall her name, did an excellent job playing Domino.
Yeah.
And T.J. Perkins. Miller. Sorry, T.J. Perkins. Who the fuck is T.J. Perkins? T.J. Miller as Weasel is very fun.
Yes,
and whoever the guy who plays Dupender, his name is.
Dupender, yes. He does an excellent job returning in this film. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting him to return after the first film, but then I saw the trailers for this new one and was actually kind of pleased. And they do some decent jokes with him throughout the film, and it's very well done.
Yes. And also with the return of Megasonic Teenage Warhead and her new little friend.
Her girlfriend.
Yeah. Yep.
Kyoko? Kyo?
Hi, Wade.
Hi, Kyoko.
that always made me crack up.
Yeah, that little exchange happens throughout the film, and it's always humorous when it happens.
It didn't get old.
It never got old.
And Colossus kind of turns into a badass.
Oh yeah, he has a huge badass moment towards the end of the film.
His little teacher's pet thing goes away.
It's not that goody two shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he's still trying, but
Yeah, he's
circumstances kind of force him.
Last resort type situation.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I was gonna bring up something and I can't remember what it was. This movie has a lot more of the X-Men racism towards mutants in it than the first.
Indeed.
Like the first one really didn't touch on it too much, but this one it's like right in your face.
In the first one, it was more like mutant slavery.
Yeah,
Like they're making mutants and putting them into slavery to force them to kill people.
Which is how we got Deadpool, if you've seen the movie. This one's more like about racist institutions. I feel that the orphanage and the icebox are two very, very racist elements of the film.
Yes.
But more in the same way that the whole anti-mutant thing is an analogy for racism.
Excuse me.
No.
You will excuse me.
Okay. The gore! This movie has a lot more gore than the first film.
Oh, yeah.
But it's used very effectively.
And in really important situations.
Yeah, I never feel that the gore is too much. I always feel that it's perfectly utilized throughout the film. This is definitely not for children, but it's an R rating for a reason.
Yeah. If it probably got any more like gory or sexual, it probably would have got an NC-17.
I don't feel it was as sexual as the first film.
No, but
like there were some like sexual jokes.
Just meaning like levels of rateness and the rating.
And now I'm remembering the scene in the apartment late in the film. I'm not going to spoil what exactly happens, but there's a scene late in the film where just like everybody shows up at Wade's apartment, and he's not in the best of positions.
Yeah. Him and Blind Al's apartment.
Well, technically it's more Blind Al's, but given the circumstances,
he scared the piss out of her. I would have laughed if there was a scene where he was coming back and she was still putting up furniture.
I love that there's this one cutaway gag at the X Mansion where Deadpool is basically berating Colossus for the fact that it really only seems like he and Negasonic show up, and then you get a quick shot of the other X-Men in a room just quietly closing the door. It's like, don't tell him we're here.
Yeah, I believe we saw Beast was the only one I technically recognized.
I saw Beast and Professor X. I didn't. I'd have to look at the scene again to recognize anybody else.
Yeah.
And it was McAvoy, for the record. McAvoy.
And not McAvoy or Stewart.
Well, now we know.
in this universe. Just hilarity.
And the occasional digs to other X-Men movies like Logan in the beginning, Origins late in the movie.
Yeah.
You really don't see it coming, and then it happens. It's like, yes.
It's a really, I believe one of the, well, it's just a little scene when Cable just shows up in the actual world, not his.
The present world, not the future.
And he startles the crap out of two rednecks, and he kind of just like
stun guns
them and steals their beer and drives off with their truck.
Like he asked them a question, they're all confused, and he just tasers them.
Just like grabs their six pack and goes into the truck and drives away.
I swear one of those rednecks was played by the actor who plays Dutch in Dark of the Moon.
It could have been.
Like, it looked very similar. If it's not, then yes.
We're sorry that we can't really explain more. We're trying to make this a spoiler-free video.
Yeah, we went into this movie as blind as we could, and some of the stuff that happens even early on feels like it's spoilery.
Yeah.
In a very good way. It's very well handled. Yeah.
Don't want to spoil too much.
Yeah. This is definitely a must recommend, especially if you loved the first movie. Again, this one is as good, if not better. I'm still kind of on the fence over which one is the better movie.
Right.
Because they both do an excellent job.
It's kind of a tie as of right now.
Yeah. I'll have to compare when I pick it up when it comes to DVD in a couple of months.
And Cable's whole motivation for showing up in this movie is pretty tragic, especially when he actually goes into detail about what's going on. So he makes up for a believable character because there's a decent reason why he's doing what he's doing.
Right. Deadpool kind of gets a costume change close to the end.
Oh yeah, the late in the movie there's just a visual reference to Deadpool's X-Force costume from the comics, and I just loved that. And it makes sense in the context of the movie why it looks like, why it's not just a sudden random costume change. It makes complete sense in the movie.
Yeah.
And is still a very nice visual Easter egg.
Yeah.
So we all three of us highly recommend you go to see Deadpool 2, and till next time, it's his show, so he should be saying the ending.
It's ProtoMet and friends.
Fine.
It's not just me.
Alright. So long. Till next time. Hopefully, stay tuned for next time we go to possibly Jurassic World.
Fallen Kingdom, probably. Probably.
For sure.
For sure. Till next time, folks. Peace out!
Yeah.